Inspiration Metalworks. First thing people typically ask me is where'd the name come from? When I got out of the military, I needed to do something with my hands. I needed to stay active. And I started tinkering in my home shop quite a bit. And my wife, who's pretty pivotal in all this story, she's been ridiculously supportive of my work in the shop this entire time. And her name roughly translates to my inspiration or my reason for being. As a nod to her support, I used the name Inspiration Metalworks. Again, things kind of took on a life of its own. I was working on old cars, and I got to a point where I couldn't find the parts that I needed. And one day I said to my wife, if I had a lathe, I could make this part. And in true fashion, she just said, so get a lathe. Inspiration Metalworks, it was primarily a prototype shop for many years. I've got a product management background, and so I was really good at helping people take their ideas and make them into something real. Over time, we've transitioned into also doing light production work. So we've become a job shop, but we still primarily focus on the research and development side of things, or the small production runs. We do everything from plasma cutting to mill, CNC mill, CNC lathe work. We've got laser cutters, we've got 3D printers and routers. So basically, all along that development process, from initial concepts and the design side of it, all the way to final production, I had been to all the big vendors. I had talked to everybody, and nobody took me seriously. But Crotts Saunders did. And in fact, they took the approach of, we don't want to just make a sale, we want to develop a partnership with you over time, because they believed in me. They believed in the direction I was headed. They believed in what I was doing, and they were able to provide insights that I just didn't have. That whole you don't know what you don't know kind of thing. And it was a 2-year process. This was not something where I just went in one day and said, hey, I want these 2 machines, and wrote a check. It was about 2 years. They got to know me. They got to know what I'm doing. They took the time to understand the direction I was headed in and where I could actually land. And in fact, the machine I originally went to look at is not the machines that I got. I'm so much better off for the fact that they invested time in me and understanding what Inspiration Metalworks wanted to do, and not just trying to sell me machines and make their quota. So it's been amazing along the way. Crotts Saunders has been incredible throughout this entire process. From doing demos on my actual parts, I brought them tooling and said, hey, this is what we need to do, and showing me how I could speed that process up, to on-site training, the training programs that they have, especially for the Herco control, which I hadn't used before this. The fact that you can go in and get free training at their facility is, who does that?